Yeah, this is Rebel Studio. Uh, this is my potato plant. You know, one of the ones that I planted a few months ago. It got real long and lanky because it's grown in here, not under good enough adequate light. You know, just menial grow lights, the 4 foot fluorescent grow lights, and they got long and I started these out where I planted the potatoes, and then I watered it first, you know, and I watered it from the bottom, and I watered them a couple of times. I got 3 others that I did the same to. I already pulled 2, but the potatoes were real small. Now, these, you know, this one and this one came from the first, you know, one of my first 2 buckets, you know, that I watered first right after I planted the potatoes. I put 2 or 3, I believe I put 3 in this one. And, you know, it had a bunch of sprouts that came up, but, I mean, these, that's all it produced. I mean, you can see, you know, they're not very big. You know, this one's kind of like the biggest one. You know, and then I went ahead, because, you know, they were starting to die, and I went ahead and I pulled this other one. It may have been 2 potatoes, but I think I only saw 1 potato seed. Big old bucket. But, yeah, that one came from another one. That might have been the first one I planted and watered. So I think, you know, watering them at first, right after you plant them, is not a good thing. Now, this is the one, you know, I may have planted 3 or 4 because there was a bucket, you know, where I tried 4. I don't remember which one, but this is, you know, the one that I was recently talking about. You know, and this one's got better potatoes this time. And it was watered first. And see all those little bitty ones? I think if I'd have waited to water it until they came up out of the soil, you know, and the tops of them just began to open up and get a little big, because they're feeding off of the seed potato that has a lot of moisture in it. And this is pretty wet. And these all, you know, they got a bunch of little ones. And see, while it's growing, you know, and it's getting up pretty high, it starts putting out sprouts and starts to grow potatoes while it's feeding off the seed potato. And so I think it's best just not to water it until it's, you know, come up out of soil and grown a little bit, you know, about 2, maybe 3 weeks, without giving it, you know, a lot of water. See, here's another good potato, and there's some other, you know, small ones that, you know. So I've got a few decent potatoes, you know, and that little one. Here's another one. There's nothing on that. One on there. And that's the seed potato. I mean, as you can see, the seed potato is not all rotten and too soft. It's still a little hard. So it's got moisture in it. So I didn't need to water it in the beginning when I planted them. I'm not getting, you know, I've got, this one's better. It's better looking. You know, another one fell out. You know, this one is better looking. It was more promising, but still, it's just not what I expected. So I guess that was only 1 seed potato in this one. So it sprouted good. Oh, here's a couple of little bitty ones. 1 stem. So other than that, it didn't do that great either. I mean, it did better, you know, about, you know, twice as better than the other ones. patient and get these where you can see them better. I mean, even some of these, you know, they're pretty small. I mean, you can just pop those in your mouth and eat them. They taste good, just, you know, with the skin on them raw. And they're even better for you just uncooked. You know, because when you cook them, you know, cooking stuff, you know, heating it up, it does do something to them, but they're still nutritious and plenty of nutritious enough. But, you know, that's what I got out of it, you know. These are two biggest ones, you know, and that's the two biggest ones, and a few little ones. Not enough. You know, I am kind of surprised there's not enough that's, you know, at least, you know, these small sizes. They're mostly real small. You know, as you can see on these, it's mostly real small. Really nothing you can do with those. So those are a waste. But not too much. They'll go in the compost. And this soil, you never reuse soil that you use for potatoes that you're growing in again. They put something, you know, something is, you know, put in the soil from them that ruins it for other potatoes to, you know, grow in it. So you gotta, you know, use it for to start growing other things, you know, as starter soil. You know, or you mix it in your compost. You know, when you make up your compost and mix it all in real good and let your compost do its thing, and then it's fine because it's all spreaded out. It's, you know, it's decomposed and taken care of, but that's all there is to it. You know, and I got one more like this that I'm going to pull here in a week or two. And then I got 3 others. I started them without watering them. And I waited, and they look good. And they got to get outside in the sun before those others did. Those others was not able to get in the sun for about a month and a half while they were growing. That's why they got all tall and lanky. So I'm going to end this. I won't have it too long. You all take care.